Yeah, I was going to talk about like just the progressive wing of the party right now. I just feel like there's such a mess. Like, right, like I'm a progressive, but I just feel like politically everything is just so backwards because they talk as though the moderate wing of the party, which represents like 60-65% of the party, like moderate voters, the progressives think that the moderate leadership should just step aside and then like give them the keys to the castle and then they should be in charge and fuck the moderates for preventing that from happening. They want to like skip the step of persuading voters.
Yes, they do.
Like building a winning coalition. They just want to jump right to the like, just get out of our way and let Bernie be the guy. And it just drives me.
I think you're totally correct there. Yes. In that, like, you do see a lot of these far left commies being like, dude, there's a American Communist Party guy right now. And the only reason he'll lose in this district is because the Democrats are conniving. And it's like, do you think that communism is popular with Americans? Go ask a regular Joe Blow American who doesn't spend all day on Reddit or Twitter or whatever. What do you think of communism? They're going to be like, "Fuck you! I'm not pinko. Yeah, you a commie."
It goes on both sides. I hope the Democrats don't make the mistake that I've seen the Republicans make when they run Dr. Oz or Herschel Walker or someone who's too far off the deep end. They lose. And if the Democrats are going to run some commie, they'll follow in their footsteps on the other side of the aisle.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more pressure on the left to like push those like I'm not even saying commie like disparagingly. I don't like communists, but like they'll put in their Twitter bio, I am a communist and I am running for this subsection of North Carolina. And it's like, okay, well then prepare to get blown the fuck out, idiot. Like,
well, they just had the Mamdani. They just had the Mamdani win in New York City, and that guy's like a full on like seizing the means of production is the final goal. Like there's a clip of him saying that like 3 years ago. So that's not just a democratic socialist. That's like a socialist.
You got to have those middle ground where do it and tell us what it is. Like farmer subsidies, be open about what they are. All right. Talk about how that's socialism. And look, the buses should be free. Why shouldn't buses and trains and public transport be free? Nobody should have to get a card. If you got a fucking American passport, you should be able to ride a fucking bus for free.
That's actually one policy that I think is bad. Like 60%.
You don't like the free buses?
No, not because I don't think people should have free buses, but like the 60% of the budget to maintain those buses comes from fares. And so if he doesn't come up, and he says he wants to raise taxes on people making over $1 million by like 1 or 2%, but he can't do that without the state legislature and Governor Hochul. So he's just not gonna be able to do that. And so like, if he takes that bus fare away, and he can do that unilaterally, I think, if he just removes that and they don't compensate somehow by raising revenue somewhere else, the buses themselves are just going to be a complete shitholes like pretty quickly.
Okay, but that's nuts and bolts. Philosophically, I want buses to be free. How it's paid for needs to be figured out.
You have to be realistic.
I'm torn on this.
I'm realistic. I know money will come from somewhere, and it'll be taxpayer money. You just have to fund it. You have to create the funds. Raise taxes is what you do. Raise taxes, whatever it costs.
Trump just won an election on a mountain of lies, right? He just spouts bullshit about what he's going to do, solving wars on day one before he's even president. Russia, Ukraine will be fixed. We could go through a long list of lies that were total bullshit. And
mass deportations.
Right. Yeah. So now we got this guy in New York he's won the primary already, who's telling bullshit too. Food will be free, right? There'll be state-run food stores and you'll just go in there and get what you want. Buses will be free. All this shit's going to be free. And I look at that and I'm like, what the hell are you supposed to do about this though? If I was playing soccer against Taylor and his whole team picked up the ball with his hands and ran, I'm like, what am I going to keep kicking it? Like, I can't win this way, right? Like I can't, we have to start doing it the way they do, which is the wrong way. But what are you going to do? Just lose?
But I feel like if you looked at his policy platform, like I actually was kind of surprised because I liked like 90% of his policies. It was like rent freeze is stupid. The free bus fare I have concerns with. The bodegas maybe makes sense when there's food deserts. Like there have been red states that have like, I think in Missouri, Taylor, that have done like state-owned or city-owned bodegas. And it serves a function if there's like not a lot of competition. But the problem with doing it in all like seven boroughs or 8 boroughs of New York City is that those profit margins for those grocery stores, and not all of them are like big chains. These are like brick and mortar, like mom and pop shops. the profit margins are like 1.5% already. So,
oh yeah.
So they're already like struggling to like make a lot of money. And if you do a city run bodega and then they're putting downward pressure on the prices, like it kind of fucks those small businesses.
You're 100% right. And like, if they're doing that in St. Louis City proper and they're using that as an example of it working, then you're exactly right. And that's not a apt example because St. Louis is a ghost town. Everyone lives in the county. No one lives in the city. All the normal grocery stores in St. Louis have mostly shuttered because of issues with like robbery and violence out front. And so if they're like, oh, we got, you know, some state-run grocery stores in St. Louis proper. It's like, okay, a place where there already didn't exist competition, because that's not what New York is. New York is not St. Louis. New York has plenty of organic competition there, and it's going to fuck over whatever the shit, Aldi or whatever.
But there are food deserts in New York City. So like it can work in specific like localized areas or whatever, but it's just not going to, it doesn't make sense in every borough.
My racist bone twinkles when I hear food desert. I think you shouldn't have burned Wendy's.
You shouldn't have burned down that Aldi. You could have had that nice.
You shouldn't keep raping the Aldi cash register girl.
Those cantaloupes aren't free, and you're running out with 2 garbage bags full of them.
You know, like
that's what they're stealing. What's up, Chris?
How's
it going?
Oh yeah, hello there, Chris. Welcome.
Thanks for popping in
to the show. Thank you.